Welcome back to Daytime. So I feel like we're always talking about food. That seems to be our favorite subject, especially mine. I'm always constantly eating. So I'm really excited about this next topic that we're going to be talking about. We have Manraj and Gurmeet with us here today from the Seva Food Bank.
Yes.
And so it's really exciting because I get to talk about food and we're helping people out,
it's
right?
in a good way, right?
Yeah.
A positive way.
Yeah. So do you want to tell us a little bit about what it is and how people can help out?
Sure. Well, the Seva Food Bank is an initiative of an organization called Sikh Serving Canada. And so it's a group of first, second, and third generation Sikh Canadians who said that we really wanted to help out our community, and that community being Canada. We've all been fortunate enough to grow up in this country that's provided us with so much, and we know that there are people in our community who aren't doing so well. And so how could we help? And we've been, over the past 2 years, volunteering with a number of organizations in the Peel region mostly, Habitat for Humanity, various soup kitchens, and then we started working with the Mississauga Food Bank. Nice. And they said that they wanted to move away from serving clients themselves and move into more of a distribution model. So they've set up they're working with 7 different agencies around the city to serve people in Mississauga who don't have enough food to eat. And we're now the 7th agency and the final one. And we've taken over a certain postal code, and we'll be getting deliveries of food from the Mississauga Food Bank once a week and serving our clients 3 times a week. And so it's going to be, what we do is we provide 7 to 10 days worth of food each month to clients who meet certain thresholds, who need the food.
Right. Now, is it shocking at all to see that people still do suffer from hunger here in the Peel region?
Yeah, definitely.
You know what? Our work at the Mississauga Food Bank really showed us that the face of poverty and the face of hunger is changing right now. There's a lot of people who are working and are trying to make ends meet, but still at the end of the month have to make the choice to either pay their rent or buy food.
Right.
And it's a blessing for us to be able to help them and to interact with them, not only to help them with food, but also assess what are the other needs or issues that they face on a daily basis. It could be housing, it could be violence in the home, issues with children, and just being able to help them, with food, and also point them to the right resources and avenues that they can also help themselves, really.
Definitely.
Would you be able to say that with the recession going on right now, that has made things even worse?
Oh, definitely.
Definitely.
Yeah, I think over the last year or so, food banks across the country saw somewhere between 10 to 25% increase in people needing food. And the people who are coming, like Manraj said, are not just the unemployed or homeless. These are people who are often working poor, and sometimes they might be working 2 or 3 low-level jobs and not getting paid enough to support their families. And with the recession, there were more and more people who were unemployed and perhaps falling through some of the cracks of the social service network that we have.
Now, who is eligible for the food?
So in Mississauga, there's this network of food banks, all of whom have a certain geographic area that they're responsible for.
Right.
So the Seva Food Bank that we're operating, currently we're going to be providing food to people who live within the L5B postal code, and then eventually in the next few months we'll also be taking over people who live in the L5C postal code. And the way you become eligible is you go through a screening process, and basically it's we calculate your income and your expenses before it gets to the food expenses, and if you meet a certain threshold, then you become eligible. And when we've spoken and worked with the Mississauga Food Bank, they've said most people who come to the food bank become eligible. You don't go to the food bank because just because you know, free food. You go because you're in need. And so so we expect that most people who come will meet the criteria.
Yeah.
Is it a pretty private experience when they go in and need to be telling you all this information? Because I can imagine that would be a little embarrassing for some people.
Yeah, exactly. So as soon as they come in and speak with one of our client advisors, and we'll speak with them one-on-one and really understand their whole story, look at all of their finances, income minus expenses, how many kids are in the family, how many adults, and all that stuff. And really, the goal behind this whole assessment process is to feed the people who need it the most.
Right.
So.
And privacy is a huge concern for us, and we know, and privacy in conjunction with dignity. These are people who are coming, and nobody wants to use the food bank.
Of course,
they have to use the food bank.
Well, yeah, it's unfortunately that option is there. Now I got to ask what Seva exactly means.
Sure, Seva is
selfless service.
There you go.
Selfless service.
That's great.
It's a concept very. endemic, very, very strong within the Sikh faith,
Right.
and we all grew up with it in our homes at the Gurdwara. We're taught that part of our responsibility as human beings is to help those that need the help.
Of
and
course.
so we're just channeling that energy within the Sikh community to help our fellow Canadians.
And so choosing the name of the food bank, I think we wanted to make sure it represented the motive behind starting up the food bank, and it just seemed a perfect fit.
Well, it makes sense. Now, is this type of program just for Sikhs as well?
No, it's for anybody in the L5B community.
Okay, so anybody can.
Yeah,
is
anybody
eligible.
who needs the food can come in.
And then that must be the thing. I mean, Peel Region is full of people, many people who are willing to participate and help out in these types of organizations.
Exactly.
Now, do you guys need any more volunteers that maybe some of the viewers out there are interested in
Helping out.
Yeah.
Definitely, if anybody is interested in volunteering, they can visit our website and contact us through there. It's saveafoodbank.com, and we have all the information there.
Okay.
Even if you want to drop off food, you can call us and arrange a time, and you can also drop it off during our operating hours.
Is there certain kinds of food that is better than others to be donating? I'm assuming ice cream is bad because it would be melting everywhere. It's better to have non-perishable items.
You know, the funny thing is, I think that used to be the case with food banks, is that all they have is shelves of canned foods and Kraft macaroni and cheese,
Right.
and what we've actually part of our motivating factor as well is that a lot of people in Mississauga. Mississauga is one of the most diverse cities in the world, and we want to make sure that we have culturally appropriate food. So people who come from Chile, for example, might not be used to macaroni and cheese or peanut butter sandwiches. So to the extent we can get different types of food, rice, beans, etc., that's important. But getting to your ice cream question, we actually do have refrigerators and freezers. So if somebody does drop off the food during our regular operating hours, we can put it in appropriate storage facility so that we can try to give people as much of a variety of food as possible.
So there's not really that big of a limitation. So people are, feel free to actually bring in anything from cold to hot type of food, right?
Exactly.
Now your grand opening is on the 9th, correct?
Exactly. We actually started serving clients last week on September 1st, and we started getting our first clients. But we're having our grand opening ceremony this Thursday. We're gonna open with sort of a blessing, a Sikh prayer, and we're gonna have some local politicians coming out and showing their support as well.
Of course. Well, and quickly, I'd like to know exactly how the response has been so far from the community.
It's been fantastic. We've received a lot of support
That's great.
in the Peel region, and we hope to continue to receive this amazing response and support, and just keep the efforts going, really.
All right. Well, thank you so much, guys, for joining on today's show. All of you out there, please donate. Do what you can. Visit their website, saveafood.com.
Foodbank.com.
There
we go. Saveafoodbank.com.
Everyone can donate a little something.
Exactly.
That's South Asian Fairs next. Stay tuned.